Greetings, fellow mayors. This is Captain Obvious, and welcome back to the Masterclass series for new and veteran players to help improve their city building and city management skills. And we have returned to Hanami Bay, and to recap the previous episode, what we did was we populated this side of the map. So now we added in high density, and instead of using the uh, mid-rise buildings such as these, which are from the emerging downtown content creator pack, what I did was I used just the generic high density zoned buildings. So that's what I added here, and we added in more transportation. So I added a train station here so that citizens or visitors from the outside connection may visit our city. And I also added a stop here for our metro line, so now our metro not only goes from this end and going to this one, we now have a connection from here going to here. And then my plan is, so I have these stations near each other. So if we take a look closer, I also added in a bus stop here, also with tram stops. And so all our transportation is nearby, and it is ready to include a transportation on this side when we are able to populate that. And what we did not finish from the previous episode was to design our little stops here, because we just ran out of time. I need to try to keep my videos up to 30 minutes or less, because the editing process just takes a little too long. So with that said, first thing that I do want to do is I want to repair this. So if you notice, this is a 5-way intersection, which is a little nuts, and I kind of reduced it by changing this. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we have 5 roads, and this one I changed it into a just exclusive tram track. But as you can see, we still have significant traffic here. So what I want to do is I still want to reduce the number of roads that are able to enter here. So what I will do is, first I will create a pedestrian path or zone. I can't see anything, I'm blind now. Alright, so I'm going to convert this into a pedestrian street. So let me just highlight this area. So this is our first time we're going to be using the pedestrian roads and whatnot. And let's go ahead and just select a road. So here's our pedestrian areas, and of course we need that service building just to activate it. So we click on the pedestrian areas. When I click on our small pedestrian service point, then I'm just simply going to place it here. Okay, we have anarchy active, so I'm just going to manually delete this. And after inputting this, now we can simply upgrade the road. So we go back to our roads, and we're going to find the bus only road, and we're going to try to keep it the same color. So now it is updated, and of course you cannot zone here, so I'm going to de-zone that. So now our lanes or roads that go here is only 3. So we got 1, 2, and 3. So this should help reduce the amount of vehicles going through here. So only buses can go in this direction, and also trams going here. And with that, so while we are here, I am going to relocate our bus stops. So since this is only bus only, might as well place it on this side so it doesn't cause some traffic here. So that is excellent. And what else can we do? So we can see we have some traffic here. Where else? We also have some traffic on this end. So this one, we did not create a slit. So I think I'm going to go ahead and include that. Actually, let's finish off this end. So let's spruce this area out. So for instance, I have my high-rise building here, but I missed to make them into historical so that they do not grow as tall. So because of that, I am just going to upgrade these buildings here instead to high density. So I'm going to dezone them, delete them because they are historical. And then I'm just simply going to zone them. So now they become high density. And then on this end, let's go ahead and zone low density on this side. or our commercial buildings, and they should be local and organic produce so that it will maintain our kind of like low rise on the outskirts, and then it's going to go into a staggered step ladder towards the middle. And now we have these buildings here. I do not like these ones. Hopefully they spawn something different, and I also don't like this, so we'll just wait for new ones there. And while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and add in some pedestrian paths. So let's add here just some gates. So the purpose of the gates is they are considered as parks, and since there are parks, they will help upgrade the buildings nearby, because buildings require some parks in order for it to function. So now, since we added that, we have a little pathway here as trains pass by. So we have something a little interesting, to look at. And let's go ahead and make it go all the way to the other end, just to complete our theme. Oops, this looks a little jank for some reason. Let's try that again. Okay, there we go. Just a normal straight one sufficed. Okay, that is looking good. So this, we have some traffic. First thing I want to do is reduce the number of trams here. It looks like we have too many. So let's reduce it up to, let's say, 5. And let's change the vehicle type. So it's got 90. Let's increase the capacity, because as you can see, there was like a lot of people waiting. Let's make it 140 capacity. So you can see here, there's a lot of trams or people waiting at the trams. And what we need to do is wait for the next one. There it is. So click on this one, and we have the same model. I think it's this one, and we reduce it down to 5. So that should kind of help, and we're gonna wait for this to kind of dissipate. And I think we are kind of done on this end. So let's go ahead and like design this part. So the current designs that I have so far is, for example, this one. So we added in a park, and then we designed in a few things using decals and props, and then we use some of our park assets. And then the other design that I created is this one here. So this one's a lot of decals again for our pavement, and then we added in some props, and then we added in this. So that's one other design, and we also have one on this end. So this one's a little different. So now this one has a road in the middle, and we use some of the park assets, but this thing is consistent where we have this design at the end. And again, we have like a different format. So, you pick what you want to do, if you want to copy or get some design ideas for our little tram stops. And so now, if we go back to our area here, we're gonna try to do something a little different. So instead of just adding in props, I am actually going to start with a zone area. So we're gonna zone this in, and we're just gonna wait for that. And while that is zoning, I am going to go ahead and at least put in our gates to this end. I just want to make sure that these are local and organic produce. Yes, they are. I do want a different building, so we're gonna wait until we find the appropriate one, which is something like small. Let's see, where is... So now I'm going to design this. Okay, this one's kind of nice and open, and I'm going to delete this. Wow, this is a lot of people coming in. This is from the outside connection. Let me go ahead and design this side now. Public market, it's a little too big, so I'm going to delete it. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our surrounding area, see if we can take inspiration from anything nearby. I guess I use gazebos here, so I could probably add a gazebo on this end as well. So let's go ahead and just add a single gazebo. Okay, then we can just add in some decals. Okay, not bad. I think that looks fairly good. Let me go ahead and kind of add fences on this side. Okay, I think I like this. Yep, it is looking good. So our traffic is still significant here. But let's kind of move on and let me see. Let's also change our buses. I did not notice this. Wow, that is a lot because we only have 30 capacity. So let's increase our capacity to, we're not gonna go with articulated, but we'll try this one, the double decker. Okay, and since these are color purple, or our trams are color purple, so let's go ahead and also use kind of the same color theme. So on this end, and so I believe that's this one, bus line 5. We need another bus going in the other direction. Oh, they're returning to their stop. Yes, of course. So when you do that, they have to return. Yeah, let's just try to locate from this end. Okay, so that's this one. It has 30 capacity. We're gonna change it to double decker, and again we're gonna change the color to purple so we understand or know that this section is our purple lines right over here. So I color coordinate things. This is red. Yep, so we have purple on this end. Okay, so now that I've added that, let's add more transportation. So we have our, what is this? Our metro line here. Let's check if there's an actual metro stop. So let's see. Yep, there is one. So now we also have an underground metro here. So I don't typically use underground tunneling or roads or metro, underground metro, in fact, because I try to keep things challenging, but I want to make things a little more realistic for everyone so that they can follow the game. So now I'm going to try to put this, let's see, what's a good spot here. Let's put it on this end. So this is a supermarket area, so it would be a good idea if we have transportation provided here. So I'm gonna just place it on top here and delete that one. Then we are going to create our underground tunnel. So starting from here. Oops, it looks like it's a little close. Let me relocate that. Let me put it a smudge on this side. And this is an actual building, so I'll just relocate it here. Oops, I think there's space. There we go. And let's put back that zoned area. Okay, now we can proceed with our tunnel. Okay, and where will this go? It can go to our school area. And let's use a different underground station. I can place it here. It would be nice if I can place it right here in the middle. If I can find a spot, I guess here will be sufficient. Let's see. Which direction is it going? I need it to go like this. So, yeah, I'll put it here. Okay, and let's add in our underground tunneling. It's probably best to use this one. Okay, looking good. Now, so we have a station here, going there, going here, and we could add another station on this end. So let's use a normal one this time. And I need to place it around here. Yep, it's not conflicting, so this is perfect. You know, it would actually be great if I could put it here. But that is not the case. So I'm going to place it... probably this end. However, we do have... There we go. I think this will work. Okay. It's gonna curve a little bit, which is fine. Okay, there we have it. And all we need to do now is just create stops. So I'm gonna put one here, there, and it will go back. We have a stop, oops, here, here, there, there, and back. And we have one on this end. You know what? I think this will cause some noise pollution. I did not anticipate that. That was a building. So we're gonna have to see if people start complaining. If they do, then I have to demolish that. So we have another stop here. So I can place one over on this end. So let's find just a regular. Let's see. Where can I put this? Preferably it would be here. So I could potentially remove one of these or place it here. Yeah, that looks like a perfect spot. Yep. Let me just delete this. There you go. That is a perfect spot. Now we simply need to add our stops. Okay, that is clean. Let's make sure we add in our fences. Okay, looking good. Yeah, it's uneven, but that's okay. You know, we're not gonna worry about it. I mean, we could probably add another one here or probably scoot it over, but for now, that will suffice. And let's see. So since we added in more transportation, you can see that the traffic here is slowly dissipating. We also added in or improved the number of passengers that can enter our trams and buses. So as you can see, it kind of significantly helped it. So I think we are pretty much done on this end. Let me check these. These are not local and organic. I need to increase our area here. So this was a mistake. And let's make sure our parks are just as wide. Okay, there you go. So that's going to rebuild. So as you can see, we also have a lot of commercial areas. So from here, I'm gonna jump over to this end. So you can see the theme here. We have low-rise or mid-rise buildings, but then on this end, we have some generic offices, which is kind of taller. And this is not the theme that I usually like, where the ones in the middle are shorter. So what I will do is I'm going to dezone this whole thing, and I'm going to rezone commercial. So our commercial is kind of down. That's okay. Right, we're gonna wait for this to kind of populate. So one thing I've noticed is the level 1 buildings are even shorter than the ones when it becomes level 2 and level 3. So for instance, this one, right? But these are residential and these are commercial. So if we look at other commercial buildings, so like this one, right, they are relatively taller. So I think we need to catch them while they're low. So we're gonna make them historical, and I use a historical mod. So all I need to do is click it. So this entire section here, oops. So this entire section here, this district, it will automatically become historical. As you can see, it is now historical. This one just came out. You can see it's not historical. So I click on this. So he will become historical instantly. So I'm just going to kind of chill here and wait. Might as well fix some of the things that are incomplete. Okay, and this is the last guy. All right, so let's just take a quick look at what we've done. So as you can see, even the outer skirts are low rise, even further lower than the one in the middle. So I like this. I'm glad I discovered it. So we're gonna be doing that as much as possible. So I could have done that here, but you know, since the emerging downtown is new for me at least, so I'm gonna try to keep that in mind. So now let's take a look at what happened here. So the traffic is still existing, but it is significantly less, right? So that helped a lot. Let's go ahead and let's see. Let's fix this one here. So this has a tram stop right over here, and I try to typically add like a little slit, you know, like the ones we've been doing like this one. So I'm going to create that here. So we're gonna have to redo this a little bit, and we also need to kind of fix this one. So let's start off by deleting gates that is no longer necessary, and I'm going to delete some roads as well. Okay, and let's go ahead and add in our roads. So let's see. So the distance that I usually like is around 2 units. There, so we have 2 units there, and this looks like a good point. Okay, that is our little slit. I don't know if it's exactly the same. Let's try to redo that. Okay, that looks much more convincing. Okay, let's delete everything here. Then I am just simply going to relocate our tram stop. Oops, we also need to convert that into tram road with tram. Okay, now we can relocate it. It appears to be a little too short. We need to make this a little longer. Or they're just simply gonna have to stack. Okay, we're gonna see how it does. Okay, now let's do something about this. As you can see, the traffic here is severe. So we're gonna try to fix it with a roundabout. Okay, so we have our little roundabout here, but it needs to go in one direction. And then as for our tram lines, I can simply upgrade the ones in the middle. And we just need to find the tram only tracks. Okay, so now this should definitely function. Let's just make sure to remove the traffic lights here. And we're gonna see how this goes, if it will help the traffic. Okay, so let's go ahead and fix these parts. Okay, so now that we have this in, let's go ahead and decorate this part. So again, we're gonna use the theme of zoning in some areas. Okay, so this is not a local and organic building. So I think I missed to create this as a park for some reason. They should be a park. But why is it not showing as a local and organic? That is very peculiar. Paint park areas. Yeah, so this whole area is a park. Drugstore. That is weird. There is something broken. Oh, I get it. Okay. So, yeah. I missed to... It's this one. This should be the one that goes here. Okay. For a moment there, I thought there was a bug. Okay. So, these are the local and organic. And then I just increase its area. So, all I need to do is delete that. While that populates, let me go ahead and fix our fences here. Okay, there we go. Wow, nice. It has its own little park area. That's neat. Okay, let's decorate this. Oh, I noticed a lot of seating, right? But not enough kind of things to buy. So let's add in an ice cream. Yep, here we go. Where's the entrance? Put it on this side. Kind of connect them together. Then it just needs some seating. Okay, that's nice. Everybody gets ice cream. Okay, let's see how this is doing. That is a lot of vehicles going there. Okay, let's decorate this part. Right, so far so good. The traffic here seems to remain the same, but let's check our overall traffic. 85. Oh, that is not ideal. Not gonna lie. This is actually an average traffic. So for now, I'm not going to worry too much about this. Let's see. I could investigate, but I want to continue like designing the little parts. Here. So let's go ahead and finish off this side. It seems we have the same issue where this is not a local and organic produce. So I am going to find that, I believe it's this one. So I just need to zone that end. Okay, so this one will rebuild and we just need something here in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and just delete it. And let's find a, let's see, a pavement to use. Let's see. Okay, so far I like that. Now looking at this, okay, we come back and look at it. I didn't do anything. Traffic eventually dissipated, so there was just a lot of vehicles nearby. I'm gonna have to wait and see if I need to do something on this end, but so far we're gonna leave it as is. Let's see, let's empty this. So we filled in this one. Now let's go ahead and fill this. I think this could use a few more gazebos. Okay, there you go, looking neat. And let's fill in this side. So instead of just decorating within, let's try to do, let's see, let's try to put in a building. So this has different variations. I think we'll go for this one, and I'm gonna use the move it mod just to center the building a little bit. Let's try to align it with the road or something. There you go, not bad. And now we just need to kind of add in more props towards this end. And we found the same exact decal. So we have these little props from the building itself. So let's try to utilize that as well. So that's this one. Okay, so using the same props, let's see, what can we put in the middle that will not be too much. So we've used this already. This seems like overkill. Yeah, that looks subtle enough. And I like the open space, so I'm just gonna keep it like this. All right, let's go ahead and copy the whole thing. Okay, so it seems like it didn't work on this end, so I need to manually fix it. So this seems to be a little elevated and I can't really do anything about it. So we're just gonna have to accept it as is. Okay, there you go. That is looking great. So we have that filled in. We fixed this one. Oh, I didn't actually make this into historical, did I? Oh, good thing we caught it before they grew up, so to speak. Okay, that is perfect. Oh, we have this little thing that I missed. Okay, there we are. So we fixed the traffic on this end. The traffic here also dissipated. However, this one is still experiencing a lot of issues. So as you can see here, let's see. Let's try to limit the direction for all of this to be going. Let's see. So a lot of vehicles want to go in, but for majority of the part, a lot of vehicles want to go out. So let's try to make it into a one-way going outward. Okay, so restricting the direction should help reduce the traffic in theory. Okay, we're just gonna have to wait and see if it works. Okay, one thing I know that I didn't do was change the metro lines. So we had new ones like this. So its capacity is at default 150. But let's check out the passengers. So there's not a lot of passengers, which is fine, but it's going to grow significantly in time. So this one pretty much the same, but we do have passengers, which is good because passengers in your transportations, that means reduced number of vehicles on the road. Okay, so this one, I anticipate this to get fixed eventually, similar to what happened here. You know, we don't have to panic. We just need to let all the vehicles figure their way, and I think we are pretty good with this. Yep. All right, so that is our design for our stops. I think they are looking fantastic. The design of the city is doing well. Um, we have, oh, there's one more thing I need to add. So you need to like revert back to the basics, like you know, water, electricity. So I'm gonna place in some water towers. Let's put one here, and let's see. I think we can squeeze in one here. Gonna try to avoid the pollution, of course. Right. So yeah, the idea is putting water towers where there is like in your park areas, so that you don't like put pumps on your water. Or yeah, so there's no water here. You notice there's no pollution, so we're keeping that completely clean. Everything is inland, and I think this is good for now. We've exceeded 1 hour again, so the editing will kind of take a while, but it should look good. And we are, where are we? We are at 61 population. So if we take a look, we are nearly going to get to Metropolis and going into our final milestone, which is at 80. And yep, that is something to plan. So this area again, we have around 4,500, and then we added in here. So we're gonna have to find a place where we can add in more high density. But so far, this is the look that we have. We kind of mix things up. So we have our, again, our low rise right here in the middle. We kind of added in some parks in the middle. So we have our large school area here. Then we have our staggered height mid-rise buildings using low density buildings actually. Then towards the coastline, we have our high density looking neat, and it goes all along here. Then towards the middle, we have our mid-rise buildings with some tall buildings about the same model, which is mostly square. And this one we recently kind of updated, and I love this, where this one is also much shorter. So it's a nice theme. I fixed this one up in the middle here. Let's see. And towards this end, we're using mid-rise again, right? We're trying to keep things low here, low, and then eventually here we go high again towards the end part of the city, which is kind of like our border. I could add a few things here, but so far this is the status of our city. Let's take a look at our stats. Everything's going up. We don't have any major death waves. Our income is good, our bank is good, and we are just gonna populate and try to finish the city within a month or two, hopefully.